Hello lovely people, it is Amanda here from Mystical Dragon. I wanted to bring you another update. We've got a new moon coming up, and so I thought I'd do a quick video to give you a little update on the moon and that energy that is coming up for us. It is a Sagittarius new moon that we have coming up. One of my favorites, being a Sagittarian myself. For us here in Australia, that's going to be next Thursday, which is the 24th of November. That will be at 9:57 a.m. in the morning. If you're somewhere else in the world, then in London, it's going to be the 23rd of November, 10:57 p.m. And in New York, it'll be the 23rd of November as well. And that one will be at 5:57 p.m. Do also know, if you need to look up where it is in your part of the world, timeanddate.com is a really great website to be able to go and refer to, and it does look at the many different places in the world and what day and also what time that the moon will be completely new or completely full, etc. So a really great resource there if you need to look it up for yourself. Now, of course, with this beautiful Sagittarius moon, we have certain key energies that we can work with that Sagittarian energy. So Sagittarius is a really great uplifting, very positive energy. So we certainly have a focus of things like optimism, travel, truth are all key energies with our Sagittarius. Generosity. It's a great time for expansion, especially putting energy into projects that you want to carry on for a long time. So long projects, things you want to be long lasting in your life. Publications and legal matters all fall under this Sagittarius energy. Charity, keeping the faith, and anything that's specifically working with the energy of Jupiter. So if you have a spell that specifically works with that energy of Jupiter, then this Sagittarian energy, that's the energy for you to be working with. Now, on a healing level, always we can do healing on any area, whatever is needing healing, but the Sagittarius energy is especially going to highlight our hips, our thighs, and also our liver. So this is a great area. If you are having issues with any of those areas, this is a great time to put some energy and healing especially into those areas. It will be amplified. But as I say, you can do healing work on any level at the new moon if you want to. New moons, of course, they are a really great energy. It's a new beginning energy with our new moon. So not like the full moon. Full moon will amplify absolutely everything. New moon is more specifically going to amplify that new beginning energy. So anything we want to draw into our life, to start, anything that's only just begun that we want to add energy into, to expand into our life, anything we want to kind of grow in our life, seeds we want to plant for the future. It's a good time to whisper your hopes, dreams, and wishes to the universe. So you can keep your working with the new moon as simple as doing a meditation, maybe connecting with divinity, or connecting with universe, and just letting universe know, what are your dreams for the future? What do you hope for in your life? What would you like to expand or see expanded in your life? You might keep it that simple, or you might do some more specific magic or ritual or manifesting work around those things, as well as or instead of doing that meditation. So this is where it is good to be focused at this upcoming new moon. It's what do you want to grow in your life? So particularly with this Sagittarius new moon, there's two areas that I kind of want to maybe just point out might be extra potent to hone in on at this time. Because of the travel aspect of Sagittarius, and being that we're coming towards the end of November, the start of December, it can be a big holiday period with Christmas coming up and all those good things. This could be a good time to focus on doing some protection while traveling magic. Something to consider. If you know that you're going on holidays, that you're going to be doing certain travel for around that holiday period, you could do some magic now to protect yourself, your family, your loved ones while you are doing that kind of travel for your holiday. Or maybe you know that you have a busy so many weeks coming up in the lead up to Christmas, and you are going to be in the car a lot perhaps, and you just want to do some protection around that travel. I know it can get really crazy in car parks and on the roads and all that sort of stuff, so it can be a good time to focus on some protection for while you're specifically traveling and moving around. So if that is something that you would like to focus on, very much you can focus on your protective crystals. You can focus on which would be things like your amethyst, your obsidians. I would suggest things like your malachites, your black tourmalines, whichever of those protective type crystals that you feel really called to. I would focus on a white or a black candle for that type of protection magic. I would call on a particular divinity that you find really protective. So Goddess Hecate is one that I love to work with. The God Anubis is another great one. I always love to work with the Goddess Isis. I find she's so versatile for so many things. But whatever kind of protective divinity. Archangel Michael is a very common angelic presence that people like to work with when they need protection. So whichever one's kind of calling to you, I would definitely encourage you to look at and utilize. At Mystical Dragon, we also have just released a new spell box that's specific for protection for travel. So in that I've written a spell, and we have all the items that you need in that particular spell pack. So that's available through our store, and in the next few days should be available through our e-store as well. We just need to add it in there. Plus we have a protection charm bag as well, which you could consider if you wanted something that's already ready to go that you could add a bit more energy into and start utilizing already for yourself. This would also be a good time if you wanted to manifest some travel as well. You could do something like maybe do a vision board. Perhaps, you know, you're already thinking about the sort of travel, the sort of things you'd like to do on that level for next year and the years beyond that. This would be a good time to perhaps do something like a vision board or write your bucket list. You know, do that kind of work around this new moon, because that is definitely about planting the seeds of the sorts of travel that you would like for the future. And that Sagittarius energy would certainly help to put lots of energy towards that for you. So that's also a consideration. Now, the other area I really felt called to highlight is the optimism side of the Sagittarius moon. And so I know that leading up to Christmas, around Christmas, it's not always a happy time for people. It can be a really anxious time. For some, it's, you know, it can get a real sad time because we're thinking about maybe loved ones that we've lost and things like that. So perhaps doing some magic or manifesting around optimism might be a good thing to help keep you optimistic, to help keep you light, and focused more in the happier places, to help reduce anxiety, to help reduce stress. This would all be very much amplified with that Sagittarius energy. Straight away, I always think of crystals when it comes to that kind of work. So even if you don't want to do spell per se, you could just charge up 1 or 2 crystals that you could carry with that particular intent in mind. I would suggest to you that your yellow crystals are where you are probably going to feel more focused. Citrine is one of my favorite crystals. It's what I call my happy crystal. It also has many other uses, but it is very much a happy, optimistic crystal. It helps to boost self-confidence, all those kinds of things. So that's one of my number one for that optimism side of things. But certainly you could use something like a yellow or a honey calcite as well. Carnelian would be really good for that. Also on the reducing anxiety side of things, rose quartz or amethyst are really good on that level too. And so is fluorite. So if you're called to fluorite, that can have lots of calming the mind properties that come in with the fluorite as well. Lots of healing properties too. And there's lots of different colors in the fluorite, so see what is kind of calling you if fluorite is talking to you. So that can be really helpful. You could burn essential oils or incorporate oils in a spell, or simply just to help uplift you through this period. I would highly recommend citrus kind of smells for this. The citruses are very uplifting. So maybe something like a lime or a lemon, even a grapefruit or an orange. You could make a lovely blend with some of those as well. Lavender also is lovely for helping to reduce stress. So, you know, maybe look at, you could blend 1 or 2 of those together and make a really nice scent that you enjoy. For that kind of work, I would really encourage, it needs to be a scent you like the smell of. So don't burn something because I've said, you know, orange oil is a good oil to help uplift you, because if you don't like the scent, it's not really going to help uplift you and help you unwind. So make sure it is a scent that you really, you know, you enjoy the smell of. I always think that's important. And on the last side of that one, I mean, I would look at a yellow candle if you were going to do a spell. So you could combine like your candle and your oils and your crystals and do a candle magic spell. And I would certainly call on an energy like Ganesha. He's an amazing god, very jovial god, and he also helps to remove blocks in our life. So if there's blocks in the path, that is what's helping to cause your anxiety, helping you to feel depressed and down, then Ganesha is a great one to call on and ask him to help remove those blocks. Kuan Yin is a beautiful energy to work with. She's got such a lot of healing and compassion and love for us. So she brings a lot of nurturing, could be a really good one to call on to assist with this particular focus. But really all the divinities, you know, will work with this to some level, whether they're bringing in a real comforting energy for you or a real kind of jovial, going to make you laugh and feel really uplifted energy, or maybe helping just to dissolve away some of the stresses and strains that are causing, you know, that anxiety and those kinds of issues as well. So see who you're guided to. In that kind of situation, you might feel like perhaps shuffling a goddess deck or, you know, one of those divinity decks where you shuffle asking which particular divinity is the best one for me to work with for this, and see who comes out and how you feel about that particular god or goddess that comes out, and do a bit of research on them and then maybe go from there. So that could be a good way forward there. So there you have it, guys. That's my kind of focus for this new moon that's coming up. I hope it's helped to give you some ideas for this beautiful Sagittarius new moon. We have had loads of energy going on in the last few days, especially since the last full moon, which was a real intense one. And then we had the 11/11 gateway, which was very intense energy. Plus, towards the end of that 11/11 gateway, for us here in Australia at least, we had 3 really big M-class solar flares that came through in that evening for us, which I know for me, I had a headache for a couple of days from that energy. And then we've also, just in the last 24 hours, had some more activity on the sun, which can be causing you to feel headachy, really tired, really achy, can be helping to kind of not help motivate you to want to get up and be doing what you need to be doing, but may also be helping you to feel more connected, more in the flow, you know, more in those beautiful, positive, uplifted spaces. Remember, with this solar energy, you're going to experience the more negative, or what's perceived as negative, side effects if that particular energy is shifting stuff for us, helping us to heal, clear certain blockages, shift stuff. But if we're in a really good space, we've done the work, we've already shifted whatever the next layer is for us to shift, then we can feel really good and in the flow. And that's the aim of this energy. So if you're not feeling so great, try not to get too down about it. Take care of yourself, get out in nature, nurture yourself, meditate, carry some crystals, maybe some tiger's eye or some selenite. They're some of my favorites when dealing with the solar energy. And yeah, just nurture yourself, look after yourself to the best that you can. And it will shift. It won't last forever, guys. It just usually lasts for a day or two. So it's nice that the energy is a little bit calmer than it has been over recent months. But we'll see what happens in the next few days, I guess, as it may continue to ramp up, or it may just settle down now. So that's an added energy update too. I hope that all makes sense to you. Do see my other video which talks more about ascension and that sort of thing, if you're not really sure what it is that I'm talking about, because that may help fill in some blanks for you as well. Wishing you all a really beautiful new moon for next week. I hope it's an amazing energy for you and brings you lots of beautiful new blessings for you and your life. Take care, guys.